At LSI, we don't just follow trends, we help shape the future. Welcome to Behind the Win, the podcast where we break down the biggest moves in tech, innovation, leadership, and government contracting. Here at LSI, we're bringing you exclusive conversations with the minds behind groundbreaking advancements, disruptive strategies, and industry-defining wins. From retail to tech, defense to government solutions. This is where you get the insights to stay ahead. Let's go behind the win.
Welcome back to Behind the Win. Today's episode is a special one for me personally because I'm joined by someone who helped shape not only my own leadership journey, but also the trajectory of our company and the podcast. Sean Slatter is the former president and CEO of LSI, a lifetime leader in government contracting, and currently serves as chairman of the board. Over the course of his career, he has worked at the intersection of business, policy, national security, and international trade. And that perspective is exactly why I wanted him on the show today, because the world is entering what many analysts are calling a new era of strategic competition, where energy, technology, and economic pressure are increasingly being used as tools of geopolitical power. From tensions involving Iran and global energy routes, to the semiconductor race between the United States and China, to sanctions becoming one of the most powerful tools governments use short of war. Today, we're talking about how global power is shifting and what it means for business, policy, and strategy. Sean, welcome back to Behind the Win.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I make you probably do it once or twice a year, so apologies. Sorry, not sorry.
I love it.
We're going to talk about some hot topics, big picture today. So I'm going to just jump right in. But for decades, energy has been one of the most important drivers of geopolitics, and still is today. We're seeing tensions involving in countries like Iran and Venezuela in the last little bit.
Really?
Yep. When you look at the global landscape right now, how important is energy security in shaping this geopolitical strategy?
I think it's very important. It always has been. I mean, for 50 years, a lot of the tension in the Middle East and with Iran has been over oil. And, so of course it shapes a lot of things. I think people don't understand that so much of the oil costs and price of gas is really controlled by a lot of factors, including tax. I mean, people think, the oil prices went up. Well, I mean, oil prices are sort of like diamonds, that they're controlled artificially. There's a lot of factors, including so much tax on oil, that you can't just look at that. I think a lot of our friends were talking about Venezuela and their contribution to the world oil supply and the economy. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. I mean, if you know anything about the Venezuelan oil, it's like trying to extract oil from asphalt. It's not easy. It's right. I mean, it's not, and that their oil supplies that are easy to extract are like in the Amazon. So I just don't think it has that much of an impact, and it's like definitely not immediately. It's not immediate, right? It's not. It's just not. Oh my goodness! The U.S. attacks Iran, and the oil prices double. No,
right? Because we just started pumping it that.
It's day. Like the stock market. It's not. It's very emotional. It does not happen that quick. So I think, yes, that there is a piece of it, but I do think, and maybe we'll talk about this some more, that the economy is not, let's face it, there was so much of the economy hangover from IIJA. I mean, you and I have talked a lot about IIJA, which is now BIL, the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. I still call it IIJA, but I mean, what was it? $3 trillion. Nobody's even talking about that. I mean, you and I, when that was passed, we did a lot of strategy. We did a lot around IJA and BIL. And what did I say? That it is going to take a generation to pay that back. We didn't have the money. We just passed this nonsense of $3 trillion with nothing behind it. So the way that it is going to be paid back is through inflation.
Yep.
And nobody even talks about it. Everybody's forgotten about. When was the last time you heard about BIL?
So many people think of conflicts only really in military terms, especially in the industry we're in, right? But energy supply chains and economic pressure often drive the strategy behind the scenes. So how do countries use energy production or supply or access, to shipping routes, et cetera, as leverage in global negotiation?
Well, I mean, I think it's huge. And I mean, you want my opinion on energy? Yeah, I mean, I think
Yep.
Why are we not focused on nuclear energy? It's ridiculous. It is so overdue. And I know that we as LSI, you and your team, are very focused on building this nuclear cluster that's way overdue. I don't understand it.
Well, and I think we just got one flown in, 2 weeks ago at Hill?
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I spent a lot of my career focused on this, and I've never understood it. I love what we're doing around the nuclear cluster. It's the way that we separate from a lot of these geopolitical issues, and it's different now.
I think a lot of it is people are uneducated. Right. I mean, really, until, you taught me, Josh taught me, I probably was the same way, right? They watched Chernobyl or they watched something and then they're like, oh yeah, we hate nuclear energy. A lot of the people we have on say that it's just, and getting the cluster off the ground is so crazy. It's like it's like this taboo thing. Like we're talking about Planned Parenthood.
Where did that come from? Where did it come from? I think it came from, Hollywood. I think a lot of the 3 Mile Island and Chernobyl and Fukushima and all of the stories. Go back and look at that. Was minimal. It was minimal. Look at the work that has been going on at INL with the Navy for the last 50 years. I mean, it's very safe. But
you see people, communities are in uproar, like they uprise against it because
it's been deliberate.
Yeah.
I think it's been deliberate. I think it's been I think the lobbyists, I think the green energy, which there could not be anything more green than nuclear.
Yeah.
And so I think there has been a lot of individuals captivated around this idea that I don't want it. Even in Utah, I don't want it. And I think it's just wrong. That's where we need to go. We need to focus our attention on nuclear energy. It is the safest and cleanest green energy solution. And
that packs the biggest punch.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing.
For sure.
I mean, think about this. Think if the average person knew that these aircraft carriers can function for 50 years under nuclear power. Why are people not freaking out over that? That's incredible. That's a miracle.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and I think about when you say the green era folks, whatever we want to call it. And I would say I was even on that bandwagon and still in some places, but I remember in doing this work, we found out that the windmills, people don't understand how horrible they are. They think they're like, oh, this is so great. This is so much better than producing this with oil or gas or doing whatever, and it's actually like
the carbon footprint.
Yeah, their carbon footprint is
Well, and they're just ugly.
Astronomical.
I mean, look.
And ugly.
I mean,
Yeah.
how is that not pollution?
Yeah.
I mean, how is it not pollution? When you go and see these fields of windmills, do you like, oh, that's beautiful?
Yeah.
No, it's terrible.
But it's like, and then even their biodegradableness, like whatever it's horrible. Like people don't understand that it's actually their carbon
Look
footprint
at the
is so
birds
bad.
that they're killing with all of it.
I get proud and I'm glad that Utah's getting in line with that now, right? That they're trying to push it too. We're also seeing situations where countries that were once isolated, like Venezuela that we spoke of, suddenly become strategically relevant again, not only in energy markets, but where they're at, right? From your perspective, how does sanctions, political alliances, and energy needs interact in shaping these relationships? Either way.
Okay. I mean, most people don't know. I mean, I really am an economist at heart. I've always been, I felt like I was a practicing economist, not a theoretical economist. I mean, economics really was my career. I mean, you look back at the last 35 years, most of what I was doing was macroeconomics at some level. And I mean, so yeah, I've looked at this a lot. Okay. Think about the countries with the highest sanctions. I mean, if you looked at the top 10 countries with the highest sanctions, who are they? Number one, Russia, right?
Yep.
I mean, I probably couldn't, but I could tell you who are in the top 10. I couldn't name them in order, but who are they? Russia, Venezuela, Cuba, Syria, Iran, North Korea. Okay, are any of those countries functioning at a high level? I mean, you might say Russia. I mean, I think Russia is so big and so self-supporting. I think they're an outlier. I know that they're the number one. They're the country with the number one sanctions. But I mean, come on, the rest of those countries, I don't think any of those are shocking that are in the top 10. I mean, we ought to look that up. Why are all of those countries so screwed up? Well, that's probably why. They're disasters, every one of them. And probably not surprising that the U.S. political focus is all of those countries. Everything that you have heard in the last few months is Iran, Cuba, Venezuela, right? Syria, Russia. So, I mean, they're all disasters.
Yep. Agreed. When disruptions occur, like instability in the Middle East with Iran, it doesn't just affect oil prices. Like you said, it's not the only thing and it doesn't happen overnight. It impacts global supply chains, shipping, and even industries like electronics or manufacturing. How interconnected are all these systems today?
Well, I mean, we saw that during COVID. I mean, we saw think about COVID. I mean, talking about having a short memory, just think back a few years ago during COVID where we couldn't get toilet paper. I mean, we saw how fragile the supply chain is. And I think it's interesting looking at the reshoring, which have we already forgotten about reshoring supply chain into the Western Hemisphere, into reshoring on American soil? We've already forgotten that. And it's been like a few years.
Yeah. And I mean, I would say you're right during COVID, because I came over here, right, to LSI during the COVID era. But I feel like before that, when someone said supply chain or logistics, I was like, oh, are we talking about FedEx? Like, I didn't even know what it was. Now I'm 100% know what supply chain is, why it matters, how, you know what I mean, to have a full ecosystem and life cycle around it. But
well, let me say this. I just bought a new car. I just bought a new truck. My new truck has less function than my 2020 truck. Why? And I'm asking, I'm like, what is the story? Well, they still can't get chips. They still can't get, the auto industry is just like, well, that's a function we're not going to address because still I had better function in my vehicle 6 years ago than I do today. Now, how crazy is that?
Right. And reliant on it. And it's funny you do that because Brett got a new Ford as well last summer. And there were like 2 things he had to wait 9 months to have the functionality till it came in.
Still, I mean, it's been 6 years.
It's crazy. Let's shift from energy to technology.
Okay. What do you want to
AI?
What do you want to talk about?
There's a growing narrative that we're in the middle of this tech Cold War, right? Particularly between the United States and China. We hear this with AI, with hacking, with everything. One of the most important battlefields in that competition is semiconductors, the chips that power everything from smartphones, a little bit like what we just talked about, to satellites or AI. But why are semiconductors so strategically important?
Well, I think the Cold War is AI. Let's just say it. I think the Cold War is every bit as important and relevant as the Manhattan Project was during World War II. I mean, I think our Cold War with China and Russia and the other relevant countries is AI. You know, look at what China is doing with their nuclear power. Why are they doing that? To support a lot of their AI data centers and support their population. But the other challenge that we have is the semiconductor, and let's just put it in a bucket called chips.
Yep.
Right? We have got such a gap in our ability to manufacture all of the semiconductor technology in the continental U.S. We have got to have domestic semiconductors, domestic manufacturers of semiconductors. We've got to have that. It's got to happen.
For people outside tech or defense world, it might sound surprising that tiny chips could be national security issues. But these components, like you just said, power AI, advanced weapons platforms, and any modern technology. How did semiconductors become one of the most strategic assets in global competition?
Well, there was so much investment in Taiwan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where Taiwan and China, and then it became an industry that developed there in that area of the world, and we don't have that. We don't have the ability to manufacture. And it's not just these; it's the whole semiconductor technology.
I mean, did we go there because it was cheaper to make it there, and then when something happens, then
right? And so now that the formula exists there and only there. Right. And so it's a problem. It is a national security problem that we have recognized for years, for 30 years. We've recognized this is a problem. The issue with Taiwan and China was not overlooked, and so that's why I was so excited around the CHIPS Act, this recognition that we need to develop that capability domestically, and then nothing's happened with it. That it's got to happen. So, it's the entire supply chain. It is every bit of it. We have got to source that domestically.
Well, and I think it's
to make this happen.
Yeah, and I always think when things like this happen, it's kind of like things come full circle. We had controlled our own supply chain with everything. Then everybody was like, no, it's great if you use the global and you use every country you can, and you get them cheaper and quicker and better, whatever. And now we're circling back to like, nope, we need to control our own supply chains again.
That's right.
And I think about it too, when our team just went to Morocco, right? They kind of bring up like, oh, you guys, you're not going to use Europe, and you're not going to use Singapore. You're not going. No, we're going to use what we know, and that's going to be the U.S. parts. And that's the model we've built, right? We understand that, and we know how to use those. But it's kind of like, no, we know how to. We can get it to you, and we're going to use what we know, not these other ones that may have competing interests, selling to others, doing, you know what I mean? But it's interesting, full circle.
I think that's what I was saying around the collapse of the Bretton Woods Agreement, that we had this idea, we are going to establish these developed and industrial sites around the world, and we're going to protect the logistics for not just for us, but for the world. We were protecting logistics for the world. That's gone now. Yep. That's gone. That doesn't exist. And because of that, I mean, we need to source everything domestically. Yep. It's got to happen. I mean, the whole country operates on iPhones that are all manufactured in China. We couldn't manufacture it if we wanted to. How do we justify that?
What should business leaders understand about operating in a world where economic policy and the geopolitics we've talked about are so intertwined?
All of everything that we had thought was gospel in geopolitical strategy was going to collapse. That the U.S. is no longer going to, hey, we're going to pull up stakes all over the Middle East, all over Asia. We are not going to do this anymore. We are going to focus on the Western Hemisphere. Who would have ever thought that? And I do think a lot of it has got to come back to what is it that we are doing that is directly impacting the homeland, which I do think Mission. We've talked about it for 50 years. Iran has been, all of these countries, and all of the highest sanctioned countries are being addressed now. With this focus on protecting the homeland.
Well, I think what you've told me, and because I crashed out in 21, I crashed out in 25, and you just said, it's always going to change. Regime is always going to change. Administration, yes. Requirements. We're fine. You just have to be able to pivot. Right. And I was like, okay. And so that's what we say all the time now is like, no, we're not afraid. Did funding come to a screeching halt last year? Yes. But you've got to be able to pivot. And what are their priorities and what can we do with our capabilities within the, confines of their requirements they have?
Well, and I think with our connections and relationships in all of the agencies. And I think what I learned early on was that administrations are going to change, and you need to be prepared for that. I think our relationships have always been good, regardless of the party in charge, that we have tried to just do what's right. We've tried to, not get caught up in what is the fad, what is the
rhetoric,
what is the narrative. It has always been, we need to, and what have we focused on over the last 35 years? We've focused on a lot of social impact initiatives.
True.
I think people have always just assumed that I'm like this hard right conservative. You've known me for a long time. You know that there may not be a more socially liberal bleeding heart than me. The work that we've done in our social impact programs, I'm so proud of.
Phenomenal.
Because we've seen real impact. It hasn't been Minnesota nonsense. It's been, we really have created long-term economic impact, social impact in the work that we've done, in spite of a lot of the nonsense around it. The work that we've done around technology, the cluster work, I mean, the work that we've done with,
Critical minerals, manufacturing. Yeah.
it's just, I mean, the cluster work. I mean, I think the cluster work was, for the time, was brilliant. I mean, everybody's doing it now. Everybody talks about these regional economic or innovative clusters, and we pioneered that. That was our idea, and I'm so proud of that work. I
Absolutely.
appreciate that you continue to support and grow those strategies, because I think it's some of the most important work we've done in our 55-year history.
Yep. Agreed. You say that we had a dry run through, we have an offsite in April. And so the senior leadership team's going through, kind of our theme or what we're going to do at this offsite. And I'm laughing because everything everyone ties back is always around our social programs, right? And I'm like, it's not the highest revenue generating of the company. I mean, it's close, but it's not, you know what I mean? But it's what makes everybody feel good.
Well, look at our results.
Yeah.
Look at the impact that we have had.
And that's why it's because of the impact, for sure.
I mean, I look at it just breaks my heart to see what has happened in Minnesota, in California, and some of these areas. I mean, it is so heart-wrenching to see that, because with a little investment, look at the impact that we've had over the years.
Yep, absolutely. For younger leaders, entrepreneurs, or professionals who are trying to understand this changing landscape we've been talking about, what mindset or skills will be most important in navigating a world where business, technology, and these geopolitics are increasingly connected? Like, what advice could you give for them?
Well, I mean, I think it's becoming more and more difficult to understand what's real and what's not, what's not AI. I mean,
what's bullshit, what's not.
I think having the ability to do some research on your own, to try to understand, okay, these are really the facts. This is really what is going on. This is really the story, versus I'm going to listen to a 5-second reel and make up my mind right there. I mean, I think that's what's going on.
Your algorithm is filling your feed with only the same
It's an echo
stuff.
chamber.
Right.
You're living in a echo chamber where get out of it and look at what is real, because it's a problem. I see so many people that I'll say, okay, whoa. Let's talk about this. Here we go. Let's look up real facts, the data, the real data. Let's look at this. Not, hey, I saw a 5-second reel on
Fox News or CNN. Yeah.
It's nonsense. Right. And you need to be, more than ever, you need to be vigilant about protecting yourself from nonsense, because it's killing people. I just think social media has created this. I think it's created this low-grade anxiety with everyone that, I mean, I just keep telling my kids, I keep telling my friends, get off of social media, because it's not doing you any, there's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about it. Stop. Get off of social media. Let it go.
Pick up a book.
Do your own research.
Yeah.
It's killing this country. Social media is killing. If that was a strategy, if that was a real strategy to take down America, it's working.
Right.
It's working.
Well, okay. And now that you said this, I mean, this isn't on our list, but Australia, right, has implemented some really big, where kids under 18, 17 or 18, they can't have social media now. What do you think of that?
Oh, I think I think it's like, it's like gambling. It's like a lot of things. I don't think you should restrict it. I think we need to have a
education around it.
Understanding that too much of anything is going to be bad for you. Too much gambling. If you're addicted to gambling, it's going to be bad for you. I don't think you should restrict it. I mean, too much of whatever is going to be bad for you.
Moderate.
This is creating this level of anxiety with our kids. I should say kids, but even our adults are. I just think that there's this anxiety. They open up their social media and see this. It's too much. We weren't built for this. I don't think we were built to handle this kind of nonsense. It is. And so my advice is get off of social media. Number one, it's wasting your time. It's creating anxiety that you don't need, and start doing your own thing. I mean, I tell you this all the time. Go outside, get exercise, get into nature, go into the woods if you can, get sunlight, get exercise and sunlight. It's the best thing you could do.
What's one lesson about strategy or leadership that people often overlook when they're thinking about challenges?
I think most people overestimate what they can do in the short term and underestimate what they can do in the long term.
Yeah,
right.
Quick wins.
I mean, people think I do this all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this and it's going to take me 2 hours. No, it's going to take me 20 hours. I think, I can do this and it's going to take me this amount of time. So in the short run, you often, overestimate what you can do in the short run, and you can't do it. But in the long run, I mean, it's like, I look at what you have done in the last few years, since you had your baby. I mean, you said to me, I'm going to work out. You've done all these things that I was like, this is amazing. Like, how many days in a row did you do cold plunge? I was just that alone. You know what I said to you? Remember, I said
like
to you,
45?
45 in a row.
Yeah.
You did 45 in a row.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that sucks. Every day, every single day, you probably were like, this sucks, right?
Yeah. I'm like, now I only do it like 3 or 4 days a week.
But, okay, it was something that sucked that you did and overcame. And, right? And so I look at people that have this idea, I'm going to train for a marathon. Okay, you go out and try to run 10 miles tomorrow and you haven't run, you're going to feel terrible. But if you run a little bit more every day, push yourself every day for 6 months, I mean, there's a lot you can do. We started with our engagement with the state of California, one of our largest engagements ever, started with a $15,000 strategy. Okay. So, I mean, and people were like, why are we doing this? I mean, I had people say to me, why are we doing this? I mean, it was Carrie and I sitting around the table saying, okay, what are we going to do next? And then look what that has become, where we have done such amazing things in partnership with the state of California. I mean,
we have 45 people in it.
The state of California has used that as a model for so many amazing programs that started out with nothing. It started out as a $15,000 engagement. It's a $500 million now. So, whoa. I mean, I think having some vision, and that's hard to do. Having vision that I mean, it's going to take time, and don't run when it gets hard. And every day is a cold plunge where you're like, oh, this is going to suck, and I'm going to do it anyway.
Sean, thank you for sharing your insight and perspective with us today.
Thank you.